Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Amy Corr, and I'm joined by Kevin Van Eck, and we are actually on site in the Winnetka office. So some of you might recognize the conference room. So this morning, we want to talk about communication. I know we've talked about this over the last few weeks, but right now, as we're heading into a full fall market, Q4, we want to hone in on what you can be doing to create success right now. So I've got my Starbucks to-go cup this morning. I don't know where Kevin got his coffee.
It's just a black coffee.
We don't have our usual mugs, but let's jump into the next episode of Coffee with Amy and Kevin.
That's right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Amy. We have, like Amy said, we're going to be talking about communication. Last week, we talked about doing real estate reviews. Today, we're going to take it back a notch into something that's even simpler. We're going to talk about two things when it comes to outreach. We're going to talk about who you reach out to and how you prioritize that. And then we're going to talk about how to maximize your outreach to get the most impact on the relationship and to really leave a lasting impression.
Yeah, and I think it is so critical right now, Kevin. I mean, I've been talking with a lot of agents, and I think I mentioned this last week, but right now, you know, many of them are saying the market feels a little quiet. But in talking with some of these agents, they're actually saying, you know what, to be honest, it feels like a normal August into September. It feels kind of more normalized because the last 2 years, we know August, September were really crazy. And so in talking with a lot of these agents, and it's been anything from, you know, a solo agent actually to a team lead. And what everybody is focusing on right now is we are doubling down and really focusing on outreach because everyone is saying that right now is the time to really fill my pipeline for the remainder of this year, but also for next year. And the cool thing is one team is actually making it kind of mandatory where every Monday they're coming in and as a team, they're going into the office and their whole focus is on outreach. They're spending anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes every Monday making sure that they reach out.
That is cool.
I think if nothing else, I think really the thing to be thinking about is if I'm feeling quiet or nervous, we can just sit there and do nothing, or let's do what everybody else is starting to think about, which is get out, get in front of your clients, and make some stuff happen.
Yeah, we have to do something, right? So let's start with number one and how we're going to prioritize, because odds are you have a lot of people in your database, and it's impossible to reach out to everyone frequently enough to make a difference. So we're going to rely on the A, B, C, D rankings. And if you've done the Ninja installation, you're aware of this. It's a great system to make sure that you're focusing on the right people. So let's talk about that for a second. The ranking system, A, B, C, and D, is not whether they're going to buy or sell with you or how soon they will buy or sell with you. It has nothing to do with transactions inherently. It has to do with how likely they are to refer you. Because you want to focus on the people that are going to refer you. And of course, if someone refers you, they will use you as well. But we want to focus our time, effort, energy, money on our top refers or those that are most likely to refer. So quick rundown on how we rank our people. A's are your super fans. A's are the ones that refer you more than 1 or 2 times a year. These are the people that you're in constant communication with or should be in constant communication with, reinforcing referrals, giving them tickets to events, inviting them to events with you, going out for coffee, drinks, dinner, lunch, whatever it might be. These are the people that are your super fans. And odds are you don't have very many of them. The goal is to have more A's. But really, these are the people you focus on. You need to stay in touch with them. The B's are the people that could be A's, maybe. Maybe they don't have as big of a sphere. They're not as outgoing as the A's. They don't interact with as many people. So the opportunity for referrals may not be as high. But you do need to stay in touch with them. These are the people that refer you once every year, or maybe every couple of years. And then your C's are acquaintances. Your C's are the people that maybe you've worked with, but they're not going to be big referrers because they don't have a big sphere. They're homebodies or they work from home. They will work with you, but they don't have a big sphere to which they can refer you. So you need to stay in touch, but obviously not as frequently as your A's and B's. And then the D's, some people say delete. I don't think we should delete the D's. I think the people that are D's in our database may come out of the woodwork. Those are people from our past lives, past careers. Maybe we haven't stayed in touch with them. We're not going to spend any personal outreach time on them, but they should be in your automated marketing, whether it's direct mail potentially, and certainly email marketing in your database so they do see your name. And we have plenty of stories where there have been transactions and opportunities popping out of the D category. But again, you don't have enough time in your day, in your year, to reach out to everyone in your database in a meaningful way. So that's how we focus and prioritize our time.
Yeah, I love it, because you do have to kind of have a strategy when it comes to outreach. Otherwise, you're kind of ping-ponging all over the place, and you're kind of not getting through the lists of some of the most important people. And, you know, to your point about the A's, you know, when I was selling, I had 2 A's that never transacted with me, but they referred a ton of business. And I took really good care of them, and they were one of the people that I knew I needed to be in front of frequently. And then to talk about the other end, I also had D's, because to your point, I never deleted anybody. I just kept people on, you know, kind of an auto e-campaign. And I had somebody from California, which is where I'm originally from, you know, that I didn't really stay in contact with. They were like, hey, are you still in real estate? I've got somebody that's moving out to Chicagoland, and boom, had a deal.
Awesome.
So both ends, the A's and the D's and everything in between. You can, you know, you can definitely work them. But to Kevin, your point, it's making sure you prioritize how much emphasis you put into each. So I want to talk about the second piece about this communication, which is how to take one outreach or one part of the contact and really turn it into what I was referring to likingly as a 1x3, which is one outreach with 3 effects, right? Or 3 outcomes. So the first is, let's say that you do end up making a phone call and you have a great conversation with someone. That was awesome. You had such a great connection within that 30-minute conversation. How do you make that get a little bit further down the road as far as deepening that relationship? Well, after you get off the phone, maybe later on that day, you can send a quick text and just say, God, it was so great, Kevin, catching up with you. It's been a while. I love hearing all the things you've got going on. Really appreciated your time. Would love to connect again soon. So that's your second outreach to that same person within a short period of time. And then you can wrap that up maybe the next day or a couple days later. You send a handwritten note card and just says, gosh, again, really enjoyed connecting. Love hearing all that you've got going on. Would love to grab coffee or drinks soon. So again, you know, you had one interaction, but you've just turned it into 3 connections. And you've got to believe that anytime you do the follow-up text and you do the follow-up note card, guess what happens? They get it and they think of you again. So it's about making sure that they're continuing to keep you top of mind as it relates to real estate. And you can really look at doing, how can I have one interaction and then get 3 effects from it? And you can do the same thing. Let's say you do go to coffee. Same thing. You sit down, you have a great coffee with somebody. You can send a text later again saying, thanks so much for the, you know, the opportunity to connect today. Really appreciated it. And then again, in a day or 2, send a follow-up note card. You're never ever going to get into trouble from those people by reaching out or showing how you value the relationship too much. So just think about that. And it doesn't take that much extra time, but just in your mind, think, okay, whenever I'm going to get in front of a really good contact or have a great interaction, how can I sort of do a bonus or add on to that by doing a quick text and then maybe dropping in a personal note card in the mail? Really easy to do, but I guarantee it's going to impact how your business flows this fall and into next year.
Yeah, as you were describing that, I was thinking about how when you sign up with a company, whether it's a furniture company online, you give your email for a discount or whatever, remember, they come in hot with a drip campaign. This is like a personal drip campaign that reinforces that interaction, that really drives your relationship in their mind. And of course, you're saying thank you the whole time, which makes them feel good, which makes them feel like you value the relationship. Now, like we started with, you know, let's be real. Some of us aren't going to do it. But those that do... I
know a lot of you are.
Yes.
We have faith in you.
Yes. Everyone watching is going to do it. It's really simple. You just have to do it. And to Amy's point at the beginning, which is, you know, sit down, schedule time, make sure you do it. Thinking through, you know, Ninja teaches writing 2 note cards a day. If you reach out to 2 people a day in your database, starting with the A's and going through the B's, think about over a year. That is what? That is, call it 700, over 700 connections, 700 note cards, 700 thank you texts that you've sent. Do you think that would have an impact on your business? And we'll answer that question for you.
Yes, yes it will. And the thing I think you really have to think about is, you know, if you don't do it, the thing that you should be scared of is all of your competition that is doing this and is going to get the business that you could have had if you simply just focused on this really easy, basic outreach plan. Start with one person and then get the ball rolling. I think it's going to be the difference between being fearful of what we're going to see this fall and being super busy this fall. So get to it. Enough listening to us. It's time to get out there. So until you see us next Tuesday, you'll never know where we'll be. Make it a great week, a great Tuesday. We'll see you next time. And until then, you got this.